So yeah, it's time for us to pack the camper up and pack up the truck, get back on the road. Today we'll be driving through Ohio and just into Indiana to stay at Whitewater State Park in Indiana. And now we'll do the road trip part and just haul butt across the Midwest. Our next 2-night stop is in Iowa on the weekend. We have just arrived at Whitewater Memorial State Park in Indiana for the night. It's kind of late. It's almost 8 o'clock. We had a long day of driving and we got a late start this morning. This is a huge campground. So just riding through looking for our site. We're way in the back. But it's got over 300 sites here. Looks pretty nice from what we've seen so far. Here we are in Indiana, lots of cornfields. We just left the campground where we spent the night. I didn't even take a picture of our campsite. I was so tired when we got in and it was so late. We were very pleased to remember that we had leftovers for dinner. So dinner was ready in 5 minutes and yeah, and then we just had a relaxing evening and went to bed. Hot this morning, so we were glad to get on the road again in the air-conditioned car, though we turned the AC on in the camper this morning. And as you can see, our route from the state park back to the highway has been really nice, just going through small towns, past a lot of farmland, kind of quintessential Indiana, I think. And we've got about a 5-hour drive today. Well, according to Google, that means more like 7 hours for us. But with stops and lunch, and we can't go as fast with the trailer. But the good news today is that we will gain an hour when we cross the timeline later today. So we should be getting in at a much more reasonable time tonight. So we are just outside of Indianapolis, and I found a really cool place to stop for lunch. Rick's Cafe Boatyard. It's right on this little, oh, I forgot the name of it already. It's something Creek Reservoir. And big place. We saw all the cars and were worried that it was busy, but I called inside and they said there's no wait. So looks like a great spot for lunch. And the review said the food is good. All right, let's check this out. We are driving through Illinois. I missed a couple of welcome to Indiana and Illinois signs. The downside of napping every day. Much of Illinois has been like Indiana, just lots of corn, lots of flat fields, lots of wind turbines. But we just passed through Peoria, which was a really pretty city with a river running through it, and we're about 15 minutes from our stop for tonight, Jubilee College State Park in Illinois. So this is our second site at Jubilee College State Park. The first one was not flat enough. We even unhooked the truck, which we try not to do when we're just doing an overnight stay. And we could not get it flat enough, so the campground's mostly empty. So the camp host said choose any site. So this one is nice and flat. As you can see, we were able to leave the camper hooked up. And yeah, it's 8 o'clock now, but dinner's ready. And my husband's just bringing water. None of these campsites this first week have had water hookups. So have to fill the water tank at each stop because we don't want to pull the extra weight. And yeah, I am more than ready for dinner. Hot here and a little sticky, but we've got some thunderstorms coming in, so that might cool things off. And Friday morning, we're packing up. It was a decent state park. This site was much flatter. We chose one with shade, but we ended up having to have the air conditioning on all night because it was just so hot and humid, and it is this morning too. Looking forward to our next stop in northern Iowa, where the high tomorrow is supposed to be 77. Sounds great. Ready to get on the road again. So I woke up in the back seat to rain. Actually, I could hear it while I was napping. Driving through a storm. We're heading north in Iowa, but it looks like we're almost through this. My husband said it got really heavy for a while, and then the weather just looks absolutely perfect for the weekend. It's going to be cool and comfortable, and looks like perfect summer weather in McIntosh Woods State Park, where we're headed. So far, Iowa's been a pretty state. But our lunch stop was wonderful. Really, really delicious food at 30 Hop in the town of Coralville, Iowa, which is just outside of Iowa City. Really pretty river walk area that they had, all bricked up, and we had delicious lunch. So we just made a quick stop in the town of Waterloo, and the rain is starting to clear up. Waterloo is the home of the John Deere Museum, which should be interesting, and also the Grout Museum, which I don't know. And that sign just said National Cattle Congress, so it's a bustling town here. We'll have to hold off on the Grout Museum for another trip. And here we are, all set up on Site 25 at McIntosh Woods State Park in Iowa. It's a beautiful park. It's a smallish campground. Not much more than 25 sites. We're at the back here, just backing up to the woods, which I always try to get a site that's out of the way and surrounded by nature. The really nice thing is that we are here for 2 nights, so we can just relax today. That's one thing about a long road trip, those on the road days where you're just get up in the morning and you're hustling to get packed and get out again, are a little rough in the morning, although both of us find the car part very relaxing. My husband actually loves to drive, which is great because I just sit in the passenger seat, look at magazines, and chill out. And we've been listening to a great audiobook too, Walk the Wire by David Baldacci, which takes place in both North Dakota and Montana, 2 states we'll be visiting later. So our camper is what's called a hybrid, because the beds come out of the sides. It's a big, full-size, hard-sided trailer. We used to have a pop-up, but the beds are still pop-up-like. They come down out of the sides, which I love because I can open up the screens all the way around and sleep surrounded by nature, which is what I love. So there's my bed, obviously. There's my book. We did get a little rain last night, so I had to zip up a bit, but the back window is kind of angled, so I could leave that open. We didn't get, and today, oh, the weather is just perfect. So that's where I sleep. Kind of a mess because we just finished cooking and eating breakfast, but there's our little kitchen. And we laugh about how our rooms are so close together in the camper. But every time we're camping, my husband says, why do we have such a big house at home? This is all we need. Huge fridge. I mean, compared to what we had in our pop-up, it's amazing. And the living room, the dining room, and my husband's bed. And best of all, a bathroom, full bathroom with a shower. We haven't used the shower yet. Because using the shower means filling up the gray tank with quite a bit of water. So we just haven't tried it yet, but we absolutely could. There's nothing wrong with it. And yeah, that's the whole tour. And we are nice and cozy here. My husband's gonna have a cup of coffee. I'm gonna have some herbal tea, and we are just going to sit outside and relax. So this is the interpretive trail at McIntosh Woods. I also saw it called the Wildlife Viewing Trail because it leads to a marshy area with a wildlife viewing spot. Supposed to be lots of birds. Uh-oh. Huh.
That's a big tree.
That is a very big tree.
Yeah, I'm not climbing over it.
Oh. Well, I don't think we're hiking this trail today. Looks like it's been here for a while too. There's vines growing all over it. Okay. And that was the interpretive trail.
I interpret this trail to be very short.
I guess we'll go down near the lake. Okay, take 2. We have driven over to the lake. Everything's really close. This is a pretty small park. So this is Clear Lake. It's adjacent to the town of Clear Lake, Iowa. And oh, I see a lot of water lilies over there. Ooh, I wish we had our kayaks with us. So we're going to walk along the side of the lake, which is known as the West Lakeview Trail, and it should lead back to the wildlife viewing area. So the first part of this trail seems to be just walking along the side of the lake in the grass. There's a big picnic area here. I think a lot of people come here for fishing as well. A little muddy here. Ah, yes, here's the boardwalk. And I think that is the wildlife viewing area right there. It is a very small park. Ah, yeah, there's the marsh. Ooh, oh, this is neat. There's the marsh. There's some nesting boxes out there. I'm wondering if those are for wood ducks. which nest up high. We learned that from a Nat Geo Kids video when our kids were little. Loved those videos. We can hear some birds, but we don't see too much. So inside the viewing blinds, they've got pictures of some of the lots of different kinds of ducks, including a wood duck and some geese and some other kinds of water birds. And I will show you which birds my Merlin app picked up from the sounds. A little closer to the area with all the water lilies. That would be very fun to kayak around. And you can see the town of Clear Lake along that shore. And we are already back at the yurts, which are really close to that first trailhead that we tried. So yeah, it is a very small park and a short trail. But it's got some nice benches along the way and beautiful views. There's the lily pads with lots of flowers blooming. There's a lot of boats out on the lake today. Just a little further up the lake, or down the lake, I don't know. We're heading over to the beach area. You can see some people out on jet skis, lots of boats. So this is the beach area at McIntosh Woods State Park. And even though this is a small lake in Iowa, I've just seen 2 seagulls fly by. So I guess it's big enough. Oh, I see. We're out on a peninsula now. And there's a whole other part of the lake over there. So the lake is much bigger on this side, which I didn't realize. It goes way over there. Ooh, we got more, and the wind's really strong today. Maybe it wouldn't be such a good day for kayaking. Lots of water lilies with flowers.